Hi everyone, it's Cindy at Studioloo. Welcome back. So I'm here today with a flip through of this journal. This is one of 3 journals that I created as part of a series for my Patreon on making a boiled book grungy journal all from scraps. So everything you see here, except for the vintage photographs, is all part of a boiled book process that is done with rust, water, botanicals, paper. It's a lot of fun. So it's kind of a really interesting type of journal because I've done it a little differently than a lot of my journals. I've left a lot of space for you to kind of create. You could paint in this journal, you could stick things in. There's a lot of room for it to grow. So that being said, let's just jump in and I'll sort of show you what I'm talking about. If you're seeing this video, that means this journal has headed up to my shop. And so this cover is a different kind of cover concept that I came up with. So when you're making the bundles for a boiled book, they're typically your paper, signatures, papers, what have you, and they're wrapped in this case, an organic cotton cloth, and then they're tied up with something else, in this case, a cotton yarn. So the whole book has been made, this little tie included, using this cotton fabric. So this was the wrapper for the bundle. You'll see that there are imprints of many different things, leaves and rust and little tiny lines that represent these little threads that I've used in a couple of different ways here. So I've stitched on these ties that were also from this sheet of fabric, and what I've done to create ephemera and pockets, I've used vintage photos to create some pockets, and some were created from the actual boiled papers, as well as some really different sort of basic ephemera that was created from the scraps left over from the pieces of paper in the boiled book pot. So I will use this to kind of show you where tuck spots exist that I actually didn't stuff with things, because I had to show a little restraint to create what I wanted here. On all of the vintage photos, these are from the 1930s and 40s primarily, with a few from the 50s, from the Coley family of Waterloo, Ontario. I purchased their family's photography estate a couple of years ago, and so this is Margaret and her mother, Mary and her mother, and I've stitched on some of those lovely threads. So you can see they picked up a lot of the rusty brown and gray. That's the tannin reacting, with the botanicals and the rust. So here is music paper, and you can see a plant has been printed here. This was a Brown-Eyed Susan, actually. Very grungy books, and this says Rollerskating. So I've actually called this journal exactly that. I'm calling it Rollerskating. It's reminding me of my days of being in a roller skating rink, roller derby, all that kind of thing. So the ephemera in here is also quite basic in that it is flat. It has been made from bits of different kinds of botanically or rust-dyed paper. In this case, this is rose petals in a boiled book, on a boiled book page. So almost everything in this book came out of a boiled pot, except for the pictures. So this is a picture of Jack Coley sitting on the family's front porch here, and it's a little tuck spot, and you can see that the pages are all stitched together. This is a very different kind of book, and this is just a beautiful piece of rust-dyed paper, tucks in there, a little bit of music paper here. This could be a little tuck spot for something. Then here we have an interesting kind of little triangular tuck spot. Hopefully you can see it. I know this is a scrappy book. That's totally the point. And this is one of those unique pieces of ephemera that I talked about, where I used just literally the scraps from the boiled book. And we have a little tuck spot here as well with this little piece of botanical paper. So just a fun little different kind of page, right? And then also, like I said, there's lots of little tuck areas in here. You can tuck little things here and there. So these just go right in here. Let me turn the page. Some silver paper here. This is some scrapbook paper. This is some old book page. This here is actually a pocket. I don't think, no, I didn't put anything in there, did I? No. I actually left things empty this time, can you believe it? This was an old, this is Frederick the Great. This is an old book image. I'm going to be doing a video relatively soon. I'm planning it right now on how to make a really cool pot of ephemera from this process. So here's another fun piece. This is a journal card or a journal tag, all made from this beautiful boiled book. And it pops right into that pocket. Then on this side we have another unique page. See how this printed onto here? And this is the tuck spot. And this is a journal card made from those scraps. Tuck spot here with some fun boiled book page. Just some fun pages here. This is a tuck spot. We have Voltaire here. This is Jack and Mary having a picnic. More of that fun thread stitched on there. Technical drawing in the back. And this is some botanical printed with rose petals boiled book page journal card. Just some fun pages. Again, I think it would be really cool to see, you know, people paint or to stick things down onto this kind of a surface. This cute little baby here is a little tuck spot, more of those threads. And then back here you can see stitching, and I've stitched a ticket down here. This is like a little, does that come out? I'm trying to remember. It's been a couple of weeks. No, it doesn't. A couple of weeks since I touched these books because I was away. But this is just a little simple notebook made from lovely papers. And here we have this cute dog in the snow, and this is a pocket that I left empty. And another little pocket with this lady here. Again, the threads. And then this is just a lovely piece of paper. Some more fun writing space. Some feathers here. Here we have a really beautiful imprint of a leaf. And then another photograph tuck spot, some old advertising behind here, and an old newspaper, and another piece of really fun rust and coffee dyed paper. Just tucks in here. This is just an old image from a book. And then this is a rusty paper clip that just clips on this nice piece of paper for more writing space. Again, unique and simple ephemera. We have a little piece of ledger right there that says date on it, and some old advertising. And that just clips on there. Another photograph here. It's a tuck spot that I left empty. We have a technical drawing back here, and then Marie Antoinette here. This is a pocket on the side of these two pages, and it has this unique bit of ephemera inside. There's tuck spot on it as well, so you could tuck something in there if you wanted to, but also you can journal on here. That just tucks right in there. And then this photo here with some of that rusty dyed thread. Back here is a technical drawing, and this is a tag made from the coffee and rust dyed paper. Now this is kind of like a multi sort of tuck. So we have 1, 2, 3 tuck spots with just beautiful, interesting papers that have been dyed. There we go. More of that fun silver paper. This is a tuck spot with this different kind of botanical paper, just like a tall little folded stationery piece. We also have a tuck over here that's been left empty. Lots of visible stitching. This is an empty pocket. Philippe Egalite. This is a tuck spot, music paper, another lovely old photo with the dyed threads, and another example of the kind of fun layering of these different pages and how this is all made from scraps and all stitched together. And the final page, just some beautiful different paper, some vellum here that boiled really interestingly. And then you'll see here the cover is very different, right? It's just the piece of fabric. And that will allow this journal to grow if you want to add things to it. And it's also just a simple, soft, and interesting book. So if you're interested in how this book was made and the techniques used to create this book, the ephemera, how it was created from very simple beginnings, you can check it out on my Patreon. It is an 8-video series that goes through the entire process. So that is roller skating, and if you're interested in this book, it's headed up to my Etsy. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can find my links down below.